Rain slipped stones. A lone horn blared across the fjord. Heimdall's eyes, golden fire, cut through the night. He saw everything, every step, every whisper, every heartbeat, and yet he missed it. A shadow moved where it shouldn't. Silent, hungry, chaos incarnate. Loki, the trickster, the god who could shape reality with a smile, who could bend the truth until even Odin trembled. Heimdall chased him across Bifröst. Thunder tore the sky apart. Lightning burned the fjords red. And still Loki laughed. It wasn't just mischief. Not this time. It was betrayal. Something older than fear. Something that would fester for centuries. Why did Heimdall hate Loki so deeply? Long before the world ended, by the end of this story, you'll see the answer. And it's darker than Ragnarok itself.
Unveil the legends.
The 9 realms were fragile, not because of enemies outside, but because of enemies inside. Odin, the Allfather, wasn't just wise. He was paranoid. Every whisper in the wind became a threat. Every laugh a plot. His mind spun webs where none existed. Councils of the gods were exercises in suspicion. Even the smallest gesture, a glance, a smile could signal treachery. He trusted no one, not even his own kin. Heimdall, the Sentinel, mirrored that obsession. Vigilance wasn't just duty. It was a compulsion. His golden eyes never closed. His ears caught every heartbeat, every sigh, every secret conversation across the realms. He could hear the frost crack in Niflheim, the ice groan under its own weight, the slow drip of molten rock in Muspelheim. He could hear a rat scurrying through the alleys of Midgard and trace its path to the heart of a village. Every sound, every ripple of existence registered in him like a warning. And then there was Loki. No one could pin him down. Not his kin, not the gods, not even fate itself. One moment a friend, the next a nightmare. A smile could heal or cut. A word could charm or destroy. His body was fluid, his motives fluid. Nothing was stable when he was near. Charm was poison. Laughter was a lie. Mischief was a weapon. And yet his beauty and wit made him irresistible, even to those who knew better. Heimdall hated lies. He hated the unseen, the unpredictable. He saw the world as a pattern of cause and effect, a clockwork of order. And Loki? Loki was entropy incarnate. He existed to disrupt, to unbalance, to fracture that order. One small act of mischief could ripple across realms. One whispered deception could trigger wars. One careless lie could topple kings. The gods themselves had learned caution around Loki, but Heimdall went further. He studied him, not to understand, not to forgive, but to anticipate. Every grin, every trick, every shadow in which Loki could hide. Heimdall watched because he had to. He hated what he saw, but he could not look away. Peace was impossible, because Loki thrived on chaos. And Heimdall, he was trapped in a golden cage of obsession, always watching, always listening, always waiting for the moment when order would shatter and when Loki would strike again. It started with a horse, Sleipnir's birth. Loki had stolen into Asgard, not for war, not for gold, not even for glory, but for a bet, a wager with himself, to prove he could trick the gods. Heimdall watched. He knew the signs, the smell of the stables, the rhythm of hooves, the faint shimmer of forbidden's magic. Loki had shapeshifted into a maw. The god of mischief became prey, and Svalfari, the giant's stallion, followed. The stallion, massive as a mountain, the mare lithe irresistible, and the stallion sired a child, Sleipnir, 8 legs, faster than the wind, darker than midnight, a gift or a curse. Heimdall was disgusted, not just at the act, but at what it meant. Loki's mischief wasn't random. It was deliberate. It undermined trust. It mocked loyalty. It poisoned bonds before they could form. And Heimdall, he remembered every slight, every deception, every time Loki turned even the simplest kindness into suffering. The first fight wasn't Ragnarok. It was smaller, subtle, eyes flashing across the realms, words like knives, blades of intuition and instinct. Heimdall never struck, yet, but he hated Loki already, deeply, and the seed was planted. Most stories paint Heimdall as the hero, the Sentinel, the golden-eyed guardian. But here's the truth. Heimdall hated Loki not just for mischief, but for something primal. Loki was not just a trickster, he was a mirror. Heimdall saw in him the part of himself that feared chaos, the part that craved order so much that it became obsession, the part that realized control is an illusion. And what did Loki want? Attention, to expose weakness, to pull the knife of truth from the sheath and watch the wound bleed. Some scholars whisper that Loki's hatred for Heimdall was equally deep, because Heimdall represented what Loki could never break: vigilance, discipline, order. There's a scene, often overlooked, buried in the poetic Edda. Loki whispers a threat not of gold or power, but of knowledge. He knows Heimdall's secrets. He knows the price of his watchfulness. And Heimdall, he never forgot it. Every time the rainbow bridge shimmered, every time the world shifted, Heimdall felt it. A shadow, a ripple in the air. Loki laughing, waiting, always waiting. Some theorize Heimdall hated Loki because he recognized a truth about the universe Loki embodied, that chaos always wins. And the more Heimdall tried to control it, the more he hated it. The more he hated Loki. Centuries passed. Wars came. Gods fell. Worlds trembled. And Ragnarok approached. Heimdall and Loki met one last time. Not as friends, not as foes, but as inevitabilities. They fought like men who had already read the ending. Blades struck. Bones broke. Blood painted the snow. Heimdall's horn blared. Loki's laughter echoed. The irony was exquisite. Heimdall had spent lifetimes guarding the cosmos, preventing chaos, watching every ripple, and still, he couldn't prevent this. The very god he hated, the one he had pursued for centuries, would be the instrument of the end. Order dies. Chaos reigns. And in the end, the Watcher and the Catcher and the Liar fell together. It's a reminder. The things we fight most in life, the lies, the chaos, the betrayal, often live inside us too. Heimdall hated Loki long before the world burned. But perhaps he hated himself more. What part of you fears the chaos you cannot control? And Loki was only getting started. If this dark tale gripped you, wait until you see what happens when Loki turns his gaze to Asgard's own family. Who will survive? Who will betray? And what secret did Odin hide that even Heimdall could not see? The next myth is darker, more twisted, and it will make you question everything you thought you knew about the gods